Hey everybody, it's Joe here from Style You by Joe. I'm in the kitchen today, and before I go any further, this video is absolutely 100% dedicated to my mom. Mom, I love you. I'm sure I don't say it nearly enough, and I'm sure sometimes you even wonder, but I do. So, again, this video is dedicated to her. One of my mom's absolute favorite things during the holidays is cranberry relish. Now, I'm not talking about the gelatinous goo that you open the can, you give it a few whacks, it comes out with a, and it sits on the plate. I'm talking about good old-fashioned cranberry relish. Now, an older relative always made this, and for whatever reason, I thought it was going to be a really, really daunting process, and actually it's not. It's so very simple. I, of course, have researched it. I've come up with my own recipe, and here it is. You're going to need a bag of cranberries. You're going to need a stick of cinnamon. You're going to need one chipotle pepper in adobo with a little bit of that adobo sauce. You're going to need a quarter cup of brown sugar. You're going to need an orange. You're going to need a quarter teaspoon of ground clove. You're also going to need a quarter cup of orange liqueur, orange juice, and a little bit of water. So you're going to start with your your pot on simmer on about a medium, and you just add everything to it. You all know that I love a simple recipe, and this couldn't be any simpler. So here's my quarter cup of brown sugar. Dump that right in. Here is my finely diced chipotle pepper in adobo. Now, they're not overly hot. There's a little bit of heat to it, but what I really like about this, it adds a smoky quality, and that's what I love. I spent a lot of time in New Mexico. I love New Mexican food, and so does my mom. Originally, the recipe that I was looking at called for 2. I dialed it back a little bit because some of the family members don't like heat as much as I do. So I'm going to just put that in. And like I said, be sure to get all of that good sauce from there, because really that's where the flavor is. Again, if you think you don't like it, I give it a little bit of try. Like I said, the original recipe that I was looking at that I based this on called for 2. I'm just adding 1. Here is the cinnamon stick, quarter teaspoon of the ground clove, quarter cup of orange juice, quarter cup of orange liqueur, quarter cup of water. I'm just going to give that a stir to get everything incorporated. A bag of cranberries. And I can already smell the oranges. I can smell the smokiness. You can smell the alcohol a little bit, but nothing wrong with that during the holidays. Sure to get them in there. Now, the recipe that I was looking at called for a zested orange. I actually zested it, but then I took about maybe a quarter of it and I peeled it with a vegetable peeler and chopped it up into julienne strip, because the relish that I remember from my childhood actually had that in there. When you're working with your produce, you want to take just that top layer. That's actually where all the oils are in, all the flavors are in. If you go down to the base of that white pithy part, that's actually bitter, so you want to stay away from that. Give this a good stir. And we're going to let this go for about 10 to 15 minutes. We actually want to hear, and what I love about cooking raspberries like this is the raspberries are going to start to pop. They're going to get warm, they're going to burst, and that's when they're giving off their juice, their flavor, and the goodness. So we're going to let this cook for 15 minutes. This will keep in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks, and you can actually freeze this. So if you're one of those people that have a lot to do during the holidays, you can make this ahead. I'm going to let this go, and I'll check back with you in a little bit. Hey everybody, it's Joe. We're about 5 minutes into the cooking process. I can hear the cranberries starting to pop. Like I said, that's when they're really releasing their flavor. They're really going to release the juices and they're going to start to cook down. So like I said, if you hear that popping is a good sound. Some other times cooking it's not. And I'm just, giving it a stir every once in a while because I want to help the cooking process along. And some of those cranberries that are sitting on top, I want them to sink down so they get a chance to burst too and become delicious. Talk to you in a little bit. Now, the buzzer just went off. I had it set for 10 minutes. And this is the difference between baking and cooking. I lidded it because it wasn't cooking quite fast enough. 10 minutes. It's not nearly done. Turn up the heat a little bit. Again, putting a lid on it is going to help keep the heat in. So I'm going to set it. So let's go for 3 more minutes, which will be at 13 minutes instead of 10 minutes. I'll get right back to you. Okay, truth be told, it's a 15-minute cook time. At least on my stove it is. Your stove will be different, which is why I always set it for the lowest amount of time and then move on from there. Honestly, I've heard other chefs say this. I wish you were here because this smells absolutely amazing. I can smell the cinnamon. I can smell the smokiness from the Chipotle peppers and the adobo. I can smell the orange. This is obviously very hot, so I'm not going to even attempt to, but I just want to bring it to you. You can see that the cranberries have popped. You can see that it's cooking down. Now, I'm going to pull this off of here. You want to let this chill properly before refrigerating it. Like I said, this will last for a week in your refrigerator. Just reheat it on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day or the day after when you make this into a spread for your sandwiches. Folks, again, this is a one-pot dish. This is something that you make to show love. It wasn't hard. The most lengthy thing that was actually waiting for them to pop. If this is your first time watching me, please follow me at my YouTube channel, which is now Style by Joe. It used to be Style You. So, Style by Joe. It's also Style by Joe on Instagram, but Facebook, because they're being buggers, is still Style You by Joe. Please also share these friends with your videos because they deserve to be just as knowledgeable as you are. Have a stylish day. God, it's almost Christmas, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. I'll talk to you soon. Have a stylish day.